Hello, Vandy fans. This is Don Yates with VandyMania.com, talking to George Bennett for the second time. I talked to him before about fundraising and some of the former Vandy and Clemson greats that served at both schools, either players or coaches or administrators. Now we want to talk about Tim Corbin, who we left off the list of another person that has connections, and how fitting, since today Vanderbilt is playing Clemson in baseball tonight, actually. Can you just talk about a little bit about Tim Corbin when he was at Clemson and some of the tricks he played on people and stuff, if he did? I don't know.
Well, I came back to Clemson in '93, and I was at Baptist Hospital. I was head of the foundation at Baptist Hospital, executive vice president for development in '93. And Bobby Robinson, who was the athletic director here at Clemson, called me up on the phone one morning and said, "Aren't you ready to come back to Clemson?" And I had left Clemson in 1979 and as the head of executive director of IPTAPE, and said, "Aren't you ready to come back here and take over that job again?" Well, by that time, we started having grandchildren in this area, and Nancy and I were in Nashville, and I said, "That sounds appealing." So I came back to Clemson from Nashville in February of 1993, and got here and got immediately back in my old job, the same job I had back in 1979. And at that time, Tim Corbin was an assistant to Jack Leggett, our baseball coach. And they were having tremendous success. Baseball was just a lot of fun. They were rolling along, going to the College World Series and all that. So we had a super regional here in 2001, I believe it was. Almost. Jack came there in 2002. I mean, Tim came in Vanderbilt, I think, in 2002. Don't hold me right to that. But anyway,
That's about right.
Yeah. We had a super regional here, and it ended up on Sunday night. And my seats were right over around the first base side of the stadium next to the dugout. So as soon as that game was over, Tim came over to where I was sitting, and he said, "What do you think about me being involved in the Vanderbilt job?" I said, "Well, first and foremost, I don't want you to leave here. But if you're interested, I'll try to help you all I can." And he said, "Well, I'm really worried about whether I can win there with the academic standards they have there." I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "They win at Rice, they win at Stanford, they win at Duke, places like that with the so-called academic type schools." I said, "You can win if you go there and do the right thing." He said, "Well, I think I'm really interested." I said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do what I can to help you and to go there." And I said, "Now," we talked about it some more, and he came back and he said, "I'm really interested." The next day he said, "I'm really interested in going out there." And I called Todd Turner and told him, I said, "Now, our guys are going to the College World Series, so don't expect him to contact you or you contact him during this time, because they need to do everything they can to keep their mind on going to the College World Series." So as time played out, it worked out, and Tim went. And I said, "Tim, the thing you need to do when you get there is you need to stand on the home plate at that baseball stadium, and you need to find you a house as close as you can to that home plate. You don't need to be driving to Franklin, all Brentwood, and all those places." And he did that.
Yeah.
And I understand that he got a house almost as close to where he can drive his golf cart back and forth and everything. And we talked about that yesterday. And he said, "It's hard to me to believe it's been 15 years. I said, "Yep. Well, a lot has happened to you in 15 years, and a whole lot has happened to me in 15 years. So, but it was a good move for him, and nobody pulls any harder for Vanderbilt than I do, except when they're going to play Clemson tonight.
So what's your prediction on the score for tonight?
We'll win it by 1 run.
Or a tie?
I just have to share this one little story. when I was at Vanderbilt, we came over here and played Clemson in basketball. And C.M. Newton, being the wise person that he was, came up to me right before the game over here, and he said, "George, I know you're pulling for us tonight, but you really don't want Clemson to lose either, do you?" So that's the way I feel tonight. I want Clemson to win very badly, but I really don't want Vanderbilt to lose either.
Yeah, I think if Vanderbilt gets knocked out of this and Clemson advances, I'll root for Clemson to win it all.
Well, I would hope so.
Well, George, thanks again for your time, and so honored to talk to you, and may the best team win tonight.
That's right.
For VandyMania.com, this is Don Yates. Thanks for joining us.